Good day. Welcome to Savannah Investment Group. I am your host, Runyararo, and I'll be here to take you through some of the things we need to discuss about in this current situation. But first of all, Savannah Investment Group is a company that was founded to focus on the following key areas. The first one being financial services, the second one is innovation technology, and the third one is human development. We are a company that believes that we must be able to make a positive change in our community. Therefore, our motto is growing with you. Today, we are going to discuss the current situation in the world. We have got a pandemic crisis. However, more than known to everyone, we are also in a situation where we are faced with a financial crisis. Yes, before the pandemic kicked in, there was a threat of financial crisis or recession that was looming. So the pandemic brought everything that was brewing to the fore. So we are literally fighting against two enemies. One that is trying to kill our economies, which is a financial crisis, and the other that is trying to kill our very lives, which is a pandemic. So in this season, what must you do? What must you not do? First things first, you need to ensure that you save, and save. We cannot overemphasize that. You need to make sure you cut down on unnecessary expenses. You need to start accumulating some money on the side. Now, why do you need to do that? First of all, recessions or lockdowns, as we are currently facing, they come at a price. Many companies that went into lockdown are not going to come out of the lockdown. That is a fact that we all have to face and live with. Many people who do not know as yet are going to lose their jobs. Many are already taking pay cuts. Many are already having to work short weeks because of the tragedy that is unfolding. Long after the pandemic has been dealt with and the last person discharged from the hospitals, we are still going to be facing the repercussions. The economic effects of the pandemic will probably last up to another 2 years. Hence, you need to save. If you save in time, when things go wrong, you can have a fallback position. Now, the things that you can target for saving is probably parking your car. Rather than driving around, you can decide to walk, you can decide to Uber, but you need to do a calculation of how much you are going to save in terms of cost, like petrol, for example. You also need to cut on eating out, on going out to spend time, on drinking. Those are the easy things that you can cut before things start to unfold. For some, you might have 1 month to go, others might be 2. For some, it might be 6 months, others might not be affected at all. But what do we want to achieve? We want you to be ready for any eventuality. Having saved, what's the next thing? We want you to learn. Get yourself some knowledge. Unlike what most people say, learning about investments is not a challenge. Understanding investments is not a hard thing. It's not a hard road to travel. We have traveled that road. We have certainly hit bumps here and there, and we are riding even in this financial crisis and falling markets. But we are happy with what we see. So first things first, get yourself some knowledge. How do you do that? You can look out for some of our promotions that we do. We usually take small groups of people, put them in a WhatsApp group, and mentor them using video technology, voice technology, and all that. We mentor them to understand the basics about financial markets. You might be someone even who says, I do not want to be involved on the technical aspects. However, we challenge you to know the basics, to know what affects the price, to know what it means when a price is going down. Those things can help you even as a passive investor to pick the right moment to be able to buy your shares or ETFs. So once you have got this knowledge, you need to have a strategy. Why do you need to invest? Do you want to buy a house? Do you want to buy a car? Do you want to further your education? All those things have got time frames. For example, if you want to buy a house, you could be looking at investing for 5 to 10 years. Within that time frame, you must be able to try and match the returns or growth that you get to the goal that you have set. So this calls for constant evaluation of what is going on in the world of financial markets, so that when the time for your goal comes, you are as close to achieving it because you have made the right decisions at the right time. We certainly are not proponents of buy and hold for 10, 20 years. Yes, there are benefits to that. But however, we implore people that we interact with that you must have a hang of what is going on. If you buy a company that is showing signs of stress, that it might fold within the next 6 months, there is no need for you to wait. Even if you had invested for 3 months, take out your money, wait on the sidelines, decide where next value is going to be, and move into that space. We do not encourage people, especially individual investors, to sit and watch their capital being destroyed. The most disheartening thing is to open platforms like Twitter, and you find people saying, I am scared to open my Easy Equities account because the drawdown or losses that they have accumulated depresses them, or it makes them think that their goals are not even worthy of pursuit anymore. That is the very thing that we want you to avoid. We believe in the mantra that the first rule is to ensure that you protect and preserve capital. The second rule is that you remember the first rule. So that is our strategy, one that we have tested, one that we believe can work for you and work for anybody who wants to achieve in financial markets. Of course, there are people who are suited to buy and hold strategy. If you are somebody, for example, with an inheritance of a large sum of money, you have been left asset by your parents, then you can be that person who says, I am not in a hurry. I am not seeking to win early or in the short term to medium term. That person can afford to sit on losses and wait for a recovery after many years or decades. However, most people that we know are millennials who want to start out on this journey of personal finance. They have been investing in the past 3 to 4 years. For those people, most of them would have started investing when the markets were already close to the top. Now that things are going down to where they were probably 10, 15 years back, they'll probably suffer maybe 50% drop in their portfolios. We don't want that to persist. Hence our mantra that you must be able to watch your money every time and know what is going on. So that is that once you have your strategy, you need to select investments. In future episodes, we are going to dissect the different products that you find out there in the market. You need to be able to pick which one is right for you. You need to be able to check your own risk profile, whether you are a risk-averse person or you are open to accepting risk. We have got small spreadsheets that we have done that have got a survey whereby you can complete, and when you are done, it will show you the category of person that you are in terms of risk. Then you can pinpoint to say, I should be investing in this, using this strategy because it suits your risk profile. However, that changes as well. The more you know, the more you're able to assume more risk. So that is it for now. We want to focus on getting you ready. In this pandemic and financial crisis, there are opportunities. In as much as there is doom and gloom everywhere, there is someone who says great money and riches are made coming out of recessions. So we want you to be ready, or to be partly ready. When this recession is ending, you should have positioned yourself to be able to grab some of the wealth transfer that has been made possible by these circumstances. Truly, we are seeing a unique situation in the world that dates back to the 1930s. The last pandemic that was of this magnitude was in 1918. The last recession that had deep repercussions, as we see, was in 1930. So you are looking at a lifetime opportunity. We don't want you to miss that opportunity or to learn about it when the bus is already gone. We want you to be ready. We want you to be able to move out of the current situation a much better person aligned to grab opportunities. But that is not the end game. Africa is going to need a lot of rebuilding. As the world turns to its own, we need to turn to our own as well. So we want you to make money. We want you to grow with us. After you have grown, we want you to then go out there and say, I want to invest in this and that area. You can form venture capital groups whereby you start or kickstart businesses that were lost because of the crisis. It is possible. We believe we are on the cusp of greater things as African continent. And we want you to help you to realize those opportunities. Thank you and stay safe. Find something that you can do in this quarantine. If you can't find something to do, we invite you to join one of our groups and learn something that is going to transform your life and the lives of those that will come after you. Thank you and have a great day.